Luna and EMO are some of the best home robots that you can possibly get on the market today, but they are definitely not equal. So in today's video, I'd like to compare both of these from their battery life all the way down to how they communicate and they interact with you. And in the end, we're gonna figure out which one is the best robot and which robot you should get yourself between EMO versus Luna. Ah! Now, as most of you guys know, I have made full-length videos on EMO and LOONA, which dive way deeper into these home robots. So if you want to check those out after this comparison video, I will leave a link to each of those videos down in the description below. But for this versus video, I want to focus on the features that I think are most important when having a home desktop robot, and ultimately, like I said at the beginning, help you figure out which robot you actually want. So first up, I want to focus on something that I know is very important to a lot of you out there, which is battery life. Now let's start with Luna, who is actually updating right now, which is good because she's not made for a desk. She tries to jump off like she did in that intro. If you're using Luna non-stop, she can last for about 2 hours. But if you're using her on standby mode, she can pretty much survive up to 72 hours without being charged. But on average, if you're really engaging with Luna, it's 2 hours. As far as charging Luna, I found that it takes about an hour or two as well to charge her. Oh, now you're awake. Stop trying to break my monitor. See, not made for the desk. I'm gonna put her down on the floor real quick while we talk about EMO's battery life. Now, jumping over to EMO now with the home base setup, he will actually walk back to his home base when he needs to charge. So theoretically, you could just leave him on forever and he'll never run out of battery charge. So in a Luna versus EMO contest, when considering battery life, I have to give it to EMO because EMO can self-charge. Next up, I want to focus on packaging / the product story. And the reason why I've kind of lobbed these two together is because I think the box, the robot itself, the story that it starts up with is really, really important when having a companion robot because it kind of is the beginning of your relationship with it. So we'll start with Luna again. Luna's box and packaging is really, really nice. It almost feels like iPhone packaging. So when it ships, you know that it's gonna be safe. And whenever you first get your Luna, it will start up in the app, and the beginning story is something that is so cool and something that I haven't seen with any other robot, where you'll get this entire animation. You'll be able to give it the traits that you want it to start out with. It almost feels like a real life video game where you're getting to choose the way that your companion interacts with you from at least the beginning before it starts learning on its own. And I just think that's super duper cool. Now, EMO's packaging is still pretty good. I still feel like it's gonna get to you safely, and whenever you open it up, it looks really sleek in its design, but I will say there's not a lot of storyline that comes along with it. While EMO is very conversational and does have a lot of different facial expressions and stuff right out of the box, there's not as much of a storyline, I feel like, as what Luna was given with the animations in the app, and you kind of grow to have it like it's born, and I just think that it's way cooler the way that Luna comes to life rather than the way that EMO does. In the comparison between storyline and packaging of my initial thoughts of when I got these robots, I gotta hand it to Luna. I feel like Luna won on this one. Really quick, while talking about packaging, let's talk about shipping times. Now, this one's a little hard for me to judge as far as how I personally received them, so I will go off of what a lot of you have said in my comments, and also just have reached out to me and let me know how long the shipping times took you. Luna was sent to me by the company, so it was expedited to me. So Luna arrived to me in like a week. However, I've heard Luna typically takes about a month or two for it to arrive, though that still doesn't compare to how long it took me to get EMO, and I've ordered EMO twice. Both times it's taken around 5 months for me to get it. Now, I have heard in the comments as well that the shipping times have gotten a lot faster. It also, of course, depends on what country you're from, but here in America, it generally took about 5 months. I've heard now it's down to about 2 to 3 months. Now, shipping times may vary around Christmas. I don't know if it would be longer or faster, because it might be longer because everybody's ordering them around Christmas, or it could be shorter because they know they need to expedite that shipping as quickly as possible to get this robot to you right in time for Christmas. But I'm only speaking on averages. So on average, Loona wins on this one because it ships a little bit faster. Next up on our comparisons list, let's talk about the games that these robots have. Now, I don't want to give an exact number of how many games each of these have, just know that they both have a lot. The reason being is because they're always constantly updating the games, and so there are a ton of games that both robots have. However, when comparing them, I've noticed that if you want to just stick to your desk and you just want to play games on your desk, obviously EMO is going to be the way to go because EMO can sit on your desk and you can just play games with them while you're doing your other stuff. It's a really handy robot if you're not trying to move around a lot. But if you are trying to move around a lot and you're trying to have like a really interactive games, either with your kids or with yourself or with animals, Loona is gonna be the way to go because Loona moves all around just like a pet running around on the floor, and it honestly is way more interactive. So on this one, I can't really say who wins. It's really what your personal situation is and how you want to play with your robot. But just know, if you want to be very static, EMO's the way to go. If you want to be more dynamic and move around the room with your games, obviously Loona is going to be your choice. All right, our next comparison up is gonna be one of the most important features I think that both of these robots have, at least in my opinion, which is that both of them can connect to ChatGPT. Now, whenever I did my full video on EMO, ChatGPT came out basically the day after I put that video out, so I got a lot of comments from you guys being like, well, now EMO's got ChatGPT, which, okay, I get it, I know that now, but I did not know that at the time because we didn't know that that was a feature yet. There were rumors, but it wasn't there yet. But now that I've had time to play around with EMO and ChatGPT, and of course in the full-length Loona video, it was one of the first robots with ChatGPT, so in that review I got to play around with it, and I've gotten to play around with it since then. I feel like I have a better grasp on which one is better at using ChatGPT. Now, for a lot of you EMO fans out there, this may make you angry to find out my opinion on this, but I think Loona is a lot better at it, even now.
Them's fighting words.
And I think the big difference is that if you connect to ChatGPT through EMO, you can ask it questions and it can source that data from ChatGPT and answer you. But if you can't prompt it again, or you can't think of something to prompt again for the next like 3 seconds, it just automatically drops out of ChatGPT, which is kind of annoying, I think. Whereas when you're talking to Loona with ChatGPT, Loona stays in the mode of ChatGPT as long as you want it to. So you can continue to prompt it however you'd like. There's also a really cool feature within Loona's app where you can create your own ChatGPT prompts. You can have it talk to you as if it's Stephen Hawking or Iron Man or whatever it is, and it'll just stay in that mode as you ask it questions, and it will answer to the best of its ability as if it were that person. That goes way beyond what EMO can do with ChatGPT. So until there's a further update for EMO to do those same types of things and to stay in that ChatGPT mode without you exiting it, I think when comparing the two, Loona is the obvious winner when it comes to utilizing the ChatGPT function. Next on our comparison list, let's talk about when your robot is idle and you're not interacting with it, how well it can kind of just sit by itself and chill.
All right, everyone, chill.
Now again, this is completely up to what you want your robot to do and how you want to interact with your robot when you're not interacting with it. To me, Loona kind of goes crazy if it's not in sleep mode. If it is just like playing by itself, it's running into things, it's breaking stuff, it's doing all sorts of crazy stuff, and it can move pretty quick. Whereas EMO is a lot more chill. He will sit here and he'll eat soup, he'll battle space invaders on his screen, and as long as he's on his dock, generally he'll just stay there. And you know, he's not running off the desk because spatially he knows where he's at for the most part. And as you can tell, this is a perfect example. Loona's currently running into the tripod right now as I'm talking to you. Loona, quit. Loona, what are you doing? Well, sometimes it is cute that Loona kind of does its own thing. I think EMO is a lot better in its idle state, or rather when it's just hanging out on its own and you don't want to do anything. It's way easier to manage. This is almost like having a kid down here on the floor. For this part of the comparison, I would definitely hand it 100% to EMO. EMO's way easier to manage, especially if you've got to work from home and you've got to, you know, focus on whatever you're doing. Next up, let's talk about companion app functionality. This is gonna be the app that you've got on your phone that connects directly to your robot, and you can play games, you can prompt it to do different things, and it's really your overall connection to the robot and how you're able to control it in the ways that you wanna control it. Now, the EMO app is pretty cool. I think there is a lot of functionality, and for the LOONA app, I think there's a lot of functionality. One big thing about LOONA's that I really like, which again kind of goes back to the whole ChatGPT thing, is that you can create your own prompts and save them, and then you can also share them with the community of LOONA inside the app, which I think the communal aspect of it is way better than EMO has within his app. Both of them you can control games, both of them you can personalize your profile to some extent, but to me, when it comes to the community of the robot, which I think a lot of us really like, I think LOONA's app has just a little bit more than EMO's does, and I think that, well, if Living.AI is out there listening to this video, there's a lot you could learn to put into the EMO app, because I feel like looking at both of my separate videos that I made for both of these robots, there's a way bigger community for EMO than there is for LOONA, which is crazy because the communal aspect within the app is way better for LOONA. And for my last comparison in this video between EMO and LOONA, I wanted to discuss their prices. Now, this is one of the most frequently asked questions I always get in the comments of all the videos, even though I always put in there what the prices are. So I'm gonna let you know what the current price is right now in October of 2023. Now, LOONA is currently on sale on the website for $382. And of course, that's gonna be plus shipping and taxes for whatever your country has for those things. Now, EMO has a couple different prices. If you wanna get EMO with just his skateboard, he's gonna be $279. But if you want him with his whole base here in October of 2023, there is a solid price of $369. And of course, like with LOONA, there is gonna be a little bit of a price difference between what country you live in and also whatever taxes you have in your country. So in the price comparison, EMO wins. So after all of those comparisons, which one is the best one, EMO or LOONA? In my humble robot review opinion, oh my god, let me put LOONA down. I think ultimately it comes down to what I'm trying to do for the day. If I know that I have to edit all day and I have to work a lot and I just want something that's kind of simple on my desk, well then of course I'm gonna go with EMO, because EMO can just sit on your desk. He can kind of walk around, but he's not like knocking your drinks over, running, and he's not doing anything crazy like that. And also, again, you can prompt him if you have a really quick question by just connecting to ChatGPT. So for that use case, I think EMO is perfect. However, if you want an AI robot that is more aligned to a dog or a cat or some sort of pet that you're gonna be able to interact with outside of your office and just kind of all around your house and even outside, although I don't know that that's recommended, I would say LOONA is probably the way to go. She also is a lot more interactive, like I said, with ChatGPT, and you can pretend like you're talking to Neil deGrasse Tyson, or you can pretend like you're talking to Mickey Mouse, or whoever your brain can think of, you can talk to. So I think that makes LOONA a lot more interactive in that way. Of course, my personal favorite out of the two, if you really wanted my opinion, is both of them. I use them both for two different things, and it's really hard to compare these two. Now, there's a lot of other AI robots I've done on this channel, like Ilek or maybe the Origami robots, but obviously these are the two best ones on the market in my opinion. Now there's a caveat there. I have not tried Cosmo, which I hear is an amazing robot, and I will be doing that in a future video. In the coming weeks, I am going to be focusing a little bit more on EMO, and I'm gonna be doing a frequently asked questions from your comments, so I would highly encourage you to comment below if you have any questions and you'd like to be featured in that video. I will of course put your YouTube name, and I will put the comment that you commented, and I'm also going to reach back in past videos that I did on these robots, address those questions all about EMO. So let me know down in the comments if you have any, and if you have any about LOONA as well, leave those down in the comments below as well, because I'm probably gonna make a frequently asked questions video about LOONA as well. I will of course leave links down in the description below if you want to buy either one of these robots for yourself or check out any of the robots that I've done in the past. I'll leave links to all of them down below if you want to go and pick yourself up one and try them out for yourself. I'm gonna leave my LOONA review right up here because it is slightly newer if you guys want to go and check that out. I'll see you guys in the next video. My name is Eric J. Coons, and I hope you guys keep exploring. Peace out. I love you guys.